Hey everyone, it's Alex and Kaely here. We were actually talking a little bit about investing in real estate and how we can actually provide a little bit more value to people. We see a lot of videos about people showcasing their homes. We do it too. But we were kind of thinking about what we could really do to stand out a little bit more and to really help people who are maybe struggling. So,
or looking to get started.
Yeah, or even just looking to get started. Or, we know a lot of people out there who've kind of been sitting on their hands a little bit. And I think the hardest part is that there's a lot of information out there, but there's not a lot of people who are actually doing it every single day. And, they don't show you exactly what they're doing. So, we've done the whiteboard conversations too, where we're, standing in front of some sort of a board making notes and talking a little bit about what a certain topic within real estate investing is. But I think that Kaely and I are going to show you guys the boots on the ground approach. So do you want to talk a little bit about the challenge that we were talking about?
Sure. So the challenge that Alex and I thought would be a really good one to start this video series with is finding an off-market property, so something that's not listed on a real estate board, that works for an investor using any sort of model that's out there, and financing that property 100% with somebody else's money.
Yeah. And what's going to be unique about this is we are going to actually have footage of us going and doing the things that we would have to do in a typical day. So that means walking through the properties. That means the phone calls that we're having with the people. So you guys learn a little bit about the scripts that we're using when we're talking with potential sellers. Mm-hmm. Ways to market. So we're actually going to have some real live door knocking and some cold calling. That's going to be really cool, just to show you guys that there are deals out there. One of the biggest things we hear from so many people is that, there's no good deals, everything's overpriced, or we can't get a mortgage. We want to debunk these myths.
Yeah,
because
there's good properties that are found every single day.
All the time. Every single day people are doing it, and we just want to show people how it can be done. Now, I think a couple of important things to note is, first and foremost, we are not lawyers or accountants. We are, in fact, real estate agents. Well, we have our licenses, but we're investors predominantly, all right? So we're not here to give, legal advice. We might talk a little bit about contracts and things like that in some of the future episodes, or we may talk about tax-saving tips, these kind of things. But once again, we are not lawyers, we are not accountants.
Yeah, it's only from our own personal experience, and everybody is going to have a different method, honestly, that works better for them. It's all about your own personal risk threshold, kind of your area of expertise, your comfort level with certain elements of investing in real estate. And honestly, there's no one size fits all. There's so many different ways to do it. We'll just show you what we do, and if that speaks to you, great. And if not, if you've got some suggestions or comments, we're also growing and learning and developing kind of as we go. So we're always open to feedback. We love it, and any sort of suggestions. Like minds getting together and sharing ideas is kind of what this is about. So
yeah, it's actually a really good point. We network with a lot of investors, and I don't think that there's two identical ways of doing one thing.
Yeah.
We know guys that like to do direct mail campaigns. We know people that prefer to cold call to get their leads, or whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter, really, as long as you're taking action. Mm-hmm. And that's the most important thing. And we're hoping that these videos can maybe inspire you guys to say, you know what, maybe it's not that scary to go and knock on that door over there. And, even if you get yelled at by a crazy home seller, it doesn't matter. It's okay.
Yeah.
God knows that's an over 2 times.
Been there.
Yeah. So I think that one important thing, as if you guys are embarking on a journey of investing, it's not a surprise that every single book that you read out there, every single video that talks about it, the first stages are always, the motivation and the inspiring, you can do it kind of thing. So I think it's incredibly important, and there's a trend. if all of these people are doing it and all these books say to do it, there obviously must be some truth to the fact that you have to set goals for yourself and you have to be accountable to yourself as well, right? And if you can't be accountable to yourself, maybe partner with somebody who's also interested in it that can help you be accountable. Or reach out to us. We'd love to keep you accountable for sure. But I think that's really important, is to set goals for yourself as to, like, you know what, I'm actually going to create a business card and put my name on it and say that I'm a real estate investor and I'm going to go to 2 meetups next month. You know, these are small goals that you can do to actually start the process rolling a little bit and start to get into the mindset of what being an investor would actually entail. Because it is hard work, but it's a lot of fun. I promise you that. It's a lot of fun. So I think that the biggest question right now is that, okay, let's veer back to the challenge. We've got the challenge here of, we want to purchase an off-market property and we want to use 100% funding from some other party, right? So either a joint venture or a private lender of some sort. So what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Do we find the money first or do we find the property first?
To be honest, it depends on where you are. So if you've been networking for any amount of time, going to different events, kind of reaching out, getting to know the process, you will quickly find that there is no shortage of money. You can honestly find people that are willing, or at least interested, in joint venturing or exploring that option. So for me, and I think for us, especially in the market that we are in, it is much more advantageous to have the property first. Only in that we kind of already have a pretty extensive list of buyers. We have a lot of partners that we work with currently. And I mean, that again, that's an entire other video in itself that we could walk through on how you find partners. But that, to me, there's more value in having properties first. Yeah. So finding these off-market properties.
We're going to do those videos. We're going to actually show you guys how we pitch to private money lenders and people that literally haven't lent us money yet. And we're going to film how we are going to talk to them and try and create win-wins, because that's the most important thing about this process, is creating wins for any sellers, creating wins for investors that partner with us, and creating a win for ourselves too, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what makes it really great. And I do completely agree with you. I would say that the majority of the time, finding the property first is going to be your best course of action. Because if you think about it, you've got a smoking hot property that you can show the concrete numbers and say, you know what, we can easily make X percent on this, and that X percent is very attractive. Most people who even have the slightest bit of knowledge about real estate investing and have, let's say, a line of credit that's available or some sort of other avenue for lending to us, they'll jump on an opportunity if they see it. And as long as we're credible, and as long as that we can speak confidently to how we go about doing it, I think that'll be a no-brainer. For those of you guys that are just starting out, I mean, there's still people that joint venture their first deals. It exists out there, right?
And truthfully, you have other options too. I know a lot of people might be thinking, well, okay, that's great. I'm going to find a property. I'm going to get it under contract, and then I won't have anyone that wants to work with it, and I'll have to let it go. So, I mean, always get it under contract conditionally, and we'll go through what that kind of looks like to give yourself some time. But there's other alternatives too. A lot of people make great businesses based on wholesaling, and it's a very viable way to kind of break into the market. And if you are just able to assign this property to somebody else that can close, great.
Yeah.
And you can earn a decent income doing that. It honestly, your skill set and finding properties will do nothing but generate wealth for you. Yeah. It's just a no-brainer.
I love it. So we're super excited, and I think that our beginning videos are going to focus a lot on the wholesale concept of this business. And we are in Hamilton, Ontario. This is Canadian content, so it's not like we're talking from Alabama or something like that. We're going to show you guys what it's like and what we do, and we're going to fail and fall on our faces a little bit, and we'll get back up and we'll keep trying. It's going to be a lot of fun. hopefully you guys pick up a thing or two. And like, let's start some dialogue, because if you guys have better ways of doing it, I mean, Kaely and I are always willing to learn, so we're super excited. But anyway, till the next video, we'll be moving along the process, and we'll see you guys then. Have a good day.
Bye.